Okay, welcome to American Studies / Music 303, Hip Hop, Art, Culture, and Politics. My name is Nick Bear. I am the intern / TA / current hip hop guide, if you will. I'm like a native scout for hip hop in this class. I'm gonna be participating with Sarah throughout the semester with the assignments, with the feedback from student work, and giving my own spin on a lot of the material. My involvement with the class is going to be just that. I took this class already with Sarah. I've known Sarah for going on almost 4, maybe 5 years. No, probably 4 years. I don't know. I'm not good with time. I don't know about time very much. I'm Indian. I look at the sun. That's how I tell you what time it is. Like that. But anyway, I've known her for quite some time. Spent 10 days in Nicaragua with her a few semesters ago. That was an incredible experience. I used to drive to Augusta with her once a week. So within that semester, I got to know her pretty good. She got to know me pretty good. So we've been friends ever since, and she's awesome. If you're taking this class and watching this, consider yourself lucky. Well, not lucky to be watching this, my dumb ass, but consider yourself lucky to be taking her class because she's amazing. And the reason why I want to get into education. I've taken an extensive amount of American Studies classes, some with her, some with other professors, and it has fueled my desire to become an educator and utilizing my time spent in those American Studies classes to teach them. There is quite the variety of courses you can take the American Studies label and slap it on. I think the first class I took with Sarah was Race and Ethnicity in Literature, and at the time I was still fumbling through course books and looking at class lineups like they were a joke because nothing sparked my interest enough to really make me want to do anything besides what I was doing at the time and just kind of floating through classes. And I think I even told her during my introduction to her class that her class title was the most colorful I saw on the class list that year. So from there, I took it and ran with it. So like I said, American Studies courses are the way to go, and I think when I start teaching, that will be one of my go-tos as far as what I want to educate people on and what I want to use to my advantage as a professor. I took an independent study with this hip-hop class, and I think that's really where the design for what we're going to be doing this semester in this class and what others have already done in the past, I think that's where the ideas started to really kind of take shape. And during that independent study with her, she figured out that it was possible to use this music and this culture and everything that follows as learning tools and let students... Hold on a second, I gotta go slap my dog. Alright, I'm back. I didn't slap her, I'm just kidding. But I think that's where the birth of this class happened, was when I took that independent study, and we used a lot of the material in that class to kind of use as a driving force for something like this. And it's had positive results. The feedback from this class, from what I know of, has been excellent. People really enjoy the material. People really take to what Sarah supplies us as students and gives us to think about. And I think that's one of the keys to her classes. They're thinking classes. They're classes that don't have you sitting there twiddling your thumbs and picking your nose listening to a lecture all day. They're classes that make you think about the material. They're classes and discussions that happen in the class that actually mean something and that apply to more than just the text or more than just what you're doing for that class. They span out, and that is one of the best parts. I think when you're taking classes with Sarah and taking classes like this one, you don't realize it at the time, but after reading the jumbo list of materials that we're going to be having this semester, you'll realize that they apply more to other areas of study and other courses and subjects, and you'll be able to take the knowledge that you have in this class and use it elsewhere. So that's a bonus for you. Hip-hop. Dude. Hip-hop is my shiznit. I have been an avid hip-hop kid since I started thumbing through my dad's CD stack and his LPs. He wasn't big into rap because when I was growing up in the late 80s, early 90s, rap was still kind of new for that generation and not too many people were taking to it. But he made the mistake of bringing me around my uncle and some of his friends who had CDs like Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Eazy-E and NWA and KRS-One and Public Enemy and Ice Cube and Rakim, Eric B, like just the dynamite foundation blocks of hip-hop back in that era, which is considered the golden era of hip-hop. I got to listen to a lot of that stuff, and that's when I became hooked. The first CD that I ever bought, I think it was Birthday Money. Birthday or Christmas Money, I can't remember. I bought Ice Cube's Death Certificate. That was my first CD purchase. I had a Walkman that was like this big, like as big as most computer screens nowadays, and I used to play it every day. I would wake up listening to it. I would go to sleep listening to it. By the time I turned 7 or 8, I knew every word on that album, and I can still recite most of the songs today. My mom didn't think it was too cool. Most of my family that heard me singing these awful lyrics and talking about gangster shit and smoking fatties and busting caps and asses and all that, didn't think it was too good for a young man to be talking about and singing about. And I don't know what the hell they were expecting me to be listening to at that point in time. I mean, grew up on the Penobscot Indian Reservation, Indian Island, and for much of my early life lived in poverty. I wasn't like at soup kitchens or nothing like that. My parents were damn good providers and instilled hard work ethic in me, which I still have today, and hopefully I'm passing down to my kids. But we just weren't able to live a lavish rapper lifestyle. We had our bouts with problems, with poverty, and every day seeing drug use and alcoholism on my reservation, and even outside my reservation, I was well aware of the effects of certain things like that and the realities of it. You kind of have to grow up quick when you're in that environment, and I definitely did. And the soundtrack that I had was hip hop. It was a fitting soundtrack. It was one that definitely gave me more power than I even gave it credit for at the time. Sorry, I took my hat off. Now I'm looking at my hair like, wow, what the fuck. Anyway, hip hop was my first real taste in that kind of imagery, that raw sound that came through my speakers and headphones was something that I knew was powerful, and I knew that it was going to last. It was going to be something that would stay around for a long time, and that was one of the coolest parts for me. Was I didn't want it to go anywhere. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to do it. And eventually, that's what I ended up trying to do. Later on, when I was a teenager and got into high school and figured out certain angles of life, I would go to parties, and I did a lot of writing when I was younger, and that kind of naturally formed itself into prose and rhymes and poetry and stuff like that. And I turned a lot of that raw imagery that I heard on certain hip-hop albums into raw imagery that I was experiencing and seeing firsthand, and use some of their language and some of their elements and some of the things that they were talking about, and applied it to my own life and applied it to stuff that I was writing to create my own words and create my own sound. And that's what I would do. I would go to parties and kick the stuff that I wrote the night before, and I would have people, I can't believe you just dissed that teacher or dissed that kid or that girl and whatever. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I used to love getting that reaction. I still love getting that reaction. I don't think anybody who has tried rap and gets that kind of response from people could tell you that they hate it. Because, I mean, you love that love. You love being that on top of your game type person, and, making your friends smile or laugh, or strangers laugh and smile or cry, and you get a rush from it. And that has been one of the driving forces behind the work that I still do. Is that rush is still there, that high. I still get it every time I pick up a mic or every time I'm on stage, and it's been great. I still like to write rhymes. I still like to record stuff when I get a chance to, and maybe if you're lucky this semester, you'll get to hear some of my stuff. So anyway, yeah, hip-hop, love it. And it's not just the music, it's not just the MCing or DJs, it's everything that hip-hop is and was and will be. Everything from taggers and graffiti artists to spoken word poets to breakdancers to the fashion of it. Like, I mean, it's everywhere now. It was everywhere a long time ago, but it was kind of in a cheesy way when it was first kind of starting, like shit like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice and, you know, gimmicky back then. You know, you could hear a rap on a McDonald's commercial and it was cool and new, and now it's just like, man, that sucks. It's just like hearing a Lil Wayne song. Sorry if you like Lil Wayne. I think he's well, let's get this out right now. I think that where hip hop is now is where it should be, but in a lot of ways it's gotten there because of us. It's gotten to the point now where we'll eat up everything. We're on Twitter, Facebook, needing instant gratification for anything, or over analyzing the simplest of verses. But that, like I said, is where we are today as a society, and we've given hip hop the place it is now. But there are still good artists out there. There are still true to the fucking grain, hard-working artists out there. People that make real music. People that take time and dedicate themselves to what they do. And that is what keeps it alive, in my eyes. The people that continue to carry on that torch of hip-hop from where it started from. And yeah, that's what keeps me faithful to it. So, where I'll be going in this class, what I'll be doing in this class is a lot of this kind of off the top of the dome, freestyling from your favorite intern. I will be talking about the material. I will be addressing things that we've been assigned, and topics and links and videos and lyrics and pictures and artwork, dancing, the whole shebang. I'm going to be right here with you the whole time. I won't be holding your hand, but I will be, like I said, I'll be a native scout. You know, you ever seen that Cigar Shop Indian? That's going to be me, but with like a microphone, maybe headphones, and just up. That type of deal. That's going to be me this semester. My name is Nick Bear, and I love hip-hop. Peace.